Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's varsity volleyball match between the visiting Blue Dragons of Garretson and your hometown Alcester-Hudson Cubs. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Blue Dragons. Number 2, freshman Brenna Smith. Number 3, freshman Annalise Hoyt. Number 4, junior Vivian Johnson. Number 8, junior Alyssa Garcia. Number 9, junior Madison Walton. And number 17, senior Gracie Fegan. The Blue Dragons are coached by head coach Lauren Sorrell and assisted by Bill Whalen. Now, the starting lineup for your hometown Alcester-Hudson Cubs. Number 2, junior Paxton Moeller. Number 5, junior Ayana Chisel. Number 6, junior Emily Owenquist. Number 7, junior Emma Solberg. Number 12, junior Sydney Kaiser. And number 16, junior Summer Carlson. Libero for the Cubs, number 3, junior Inez Garcia del Campo. Cubs are coached by head coach Tangerine, assisted by Alexis Gray. Now, if you please stand and face the flag. Our national anthem tonight is being sung by Alcester-Hudson Suzanne Oberg and Lauren Meyer. Blue Dragon fans, are you ready? Cub fans, are you ready? Let's get ready to play some volleyball!
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cubs Volleyball. It's been a while since we've been on the air. Cubs are coming to the match looking for a win tonight versus the visiting Class A Blue Dragons of Garretson. Garretson comes in tonight with a record of 2-13. Cubs with an exciting 5-set win over Centerville on Thursday night. They're currently at 4-11, but actually number 5 in Region 4B. So Cubs looking for a little home court cooking here on what's kind of a cold evening. The ice box, we'll call it. Alcester-Hudson Gym here as they got the air turned on nice. It's been a nice warm day for September, and Blue Dragons start off with the first point. Just a little bit of injury news for the Cubs. Got a couple players banged up. Senior Heidi Swanson has been out a week or so with a concussion, and Delta Pi has fallen on the concussion rolls as well. Both are great frontline players for the Cubs. We'll see how the Cubs respond. Junior Summer Carlson getting the start here tonight, and also moving up in the starting lineup in the last couple games as she returned from a concussion. Junior Sydney Kaiser playing well in the front line for the Cubs. 2-0 though, Blue Dragons up Like I said, Cubs were in action last Thursday at Centerville. A thrilling 5-set victory for the Cubs, and what one Cub parent described about the longest volleyball match that he's been to. But it was exciting for the Cubs to be in those long ones and come up with the W. Let's see what they can do here. They're down 2-0, and there is Schissel. Just can't quite get it over the net, and 3-0. The Blue Dragons off to a quick start. Blue Dragons, of course, come in with just 2 wins on the season. They play in a tough Class 3A. So A school is Blue Dragons, and they've played up against some common opponents here. Let's take a look at their schedule. Blue Dragons with wins this year. They beat Flandreau and somebody else on here. I know they've got 2 wins. I just can't find the second one. So, Flandreau and West Sioux. So both Cubs and Blue Dragons have a common opponent in West Sioux, and they both picked up victory. So both 2 teams hungry for some more W's in the W column. Matchup tonight. Should be a good matchup tonight. 3-2 as that serve goes into the net. Thanks again for joining us. We've been a lot of road games for Cub fans, both in football and in volleyball. We're glad to have some home cooking here tonight and able to bring you volleyball here from Cubs Gymnasium. That one fumbled a little bit and going to call a lift, and Cubs tied this thing up back at 3. There's our student section. I don't know, the boys football team with a bye week had kind of a team building exercise tonight, and they're just looks like they're getting back here, so it should liven up the student section just a bit as Winquist goes for the hit. And blocked well in the back row by the Blue Dragons. And there's Schissel in the back row. This is Kaiser. She's going to set it for Moeller. Moeller puts the hammer down. Nice block, though, by Johnson. Block actually dig by Johnson in the back row. She gets another one, but Blue Dragons can't hang on. So Cubs now with 4 straight points. Emma Solberg back to serve. And here she goes here with the 4-3 lead. Nice solid serve into the back line. That's an ace for Solberg. She fires it in the back row, and Cubs now have a 2-point lead as they lead 5-3. Solberg back to serve. There's a nice shot in the back row. This will be trouble at the net. Cubs defense was there, though. Dug out by Moeller. Set by Kaiser. This is going to be Summer Carlson with a cross-court shot. And the return just a bit outside for the Blue Dragons. And they're trying to regroup now. They were up 3-0. Now Cubs lead 6-3. Solberg, the junior, back to serve. Here's a nice shot. Line drive serve. Nice serve in the back row. Dug out well by the Blue Dragons. That's Garcia. Sends it over. This will be a set for Winquist. She gets up and fires right off the Garretson Blue Dragon. Cubs showing off some early firepower in the front row. They lead 7-3 here in set number 1. Solberg to serve again. That's Fegan. This will be a Winquist with a push to the back row. A little bit of mix-up there. Blue Dragons recovered. And Waltman sends it over. Nice dig out of the floor by Solberg. Nice cross-court shot. Oh, almost saved, but nice shot by Winquist. Blue Dragons almost recovered. That was number 6. Weir gave it a great shot. She's in. Weir is a sophomore for the Blue Dragons. He's in the back row now. Here's a set on the far side for Garcia. And gets through the Cubs defense, and the Blue Dragons stop the Cubs run. And it's 8-4 is your score. And Cubs get the serve back, 9-4. Back to serve for the Cubs is the junior Emily Winquist. Junior high had some exciting matches versus Garretson. I can't tell you the exact results, but they're starting to play well at that level and gel together as a team, both 7th graders and 8th graders. Fun to watch. And almost a save by the Blue Dragons, but they can't quite get it done. And going to have a timeout on the floor. 10-4 your score. Cubs in control here in set number 1. We'll be back in 1 minute. And we're back here with, at the break of the timeout, Blue Dragons got first 3 points of this set, but it's been all Cubs since. They lead 10-4. This is Winquist back to serve. And this is Shizzle. Oh, she tries to get elevation on that one and couldn't quite get the timing. Had the form down right, just a little bit short. And this will be 10-5 now. Number 18, Stiefvater, back to serve for the Blue Dragons. Brinley, a freshman, a young squad for the Blue Dragons. And Winquist can't dig that out. And a little bit of momentum after the timeout now for the Blue Dragons. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. I know the Major League Baseball playoffs started today, and my Royals aren't in the playoffs, and neither are the Twins, but some pretty exciting matchups already happened today and still going on right now. You got Yankees and Red Sox happening right now. That's always an exciting series. And Tigers and Guardians, they've been back and forth all year in this, or recently in the standings. Guardians catching up with the Tigers. Tigers got the best win today, though, and lead the best of 3 series 1-0. There's a shot just a bit outside, and it'll be Cubs point, and they back up by 4. Right now, Red Sox lead the Yankees 2-1 in the top of the 8th. All those games are at Yankee Stadium, so it's a fun rivalry to watch, but why not switch back and forth? A little bit of baseball and some Cubs volleyball here. Nice dig out by Winquist. Here's the set. Oh, dribbled around a little bit. Here is Kaiser, saves it for the Cubs, and she's going to get a point just with a free ball. Kind of hitting that back corner, and Cubs get the point. All the rolls and breaks going the Cubs' way here early going. They lead 12-7 here in set number 1. Let's take a look at the last week or so for the Cubs since we broadcast to you that triangular a week ago Monday. That one landed just in, and Blue Dragons up by 4. So again, Cubs with a 5-set win on Thursday night. Last Saturday they played in the Cavalier Clash, lost to some tough schools, lost to Bonham, Parker Marion, and Parkston, all schools with winning records. And of course, last Monday they were home here in that triangular, got beat by a solid Elk Point team, but won in straight sets versus West Sioux. So season winding down. We've only got Garretson tonight, next Tuesday night at Parker Marion, or this Thursday night at Parker Marion. Always tough playing up there, and now they're joined with Marion, so Parker Marion Pheasants. That one just a bit outside, and Cubs catch a break on that one. And then on Saturday, out to Lake Andes for the Great Plains Conference Tournament. Then really we just got 2 more home matches after tonight as far as regular season is concerned. Unless I'm missing one somewhere. Oh, I could miss one somewhere. Yep, 2 more regular season home matches. Of course, the one with Beersford everybody has circled. Pretty good rivalry there. And then it looks like we also take on Viborg-Hurley. So season kind of winding down in the second third. Again, Cubs kind of benefit from a pretty even second division, I guess you would call it, in Region 4B. They sit at 5. And there's a nice shot by Solberg. She winds up and gets a kill there in the center of the Blue Dragon defense. And now Moeller getting ready to serve, directing traffic a little bit as she gets ready to serve. Oh, they're going to say a net violation for the Blue Dragons. And 17-8, Cubs in cruise control. And we have a timeout on the floor. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back here as Cubs in control here, 17-8 over the Blue Dragons of Garretson. Nice serve by Paxton Moeller. That's going to be number 18, Stiefvater, with the set. Nice hit from number 12, Chloe Susie, sophomore. She's fired up. Good job on that hit by Susie. And 17-9 as the Blue Dragons trying to fight back in it. This is number 8, Alyssa Garcia, set to serve. And is served just a bit short. And Cubs lead 18-9. And this is just just a bit outside. And the Blue Dragons will get to serve down by 8. We'll keep our eye on the action here, but right now I'd like to interview sophomore lineman for the Cubs, Mr. Adam Fickbaum. Adam, as the season's progressed here, you've gotten a little more playing time. What's it like being in there learning what the varsity level's like?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's kind of nice when you block for your back, like blocking for Dykstra or Jackson Meyer, some of the running backs, and you get a hole from them and see them go for a touchdown. It's got to feel really good as a lineman.
Yeah, I usually don't play lineman, though. I usually play D-line.
D-line, okay, I get my position right. But on D-line, what's the toughest part learning D-line at the high school level?
It's pretty easy. You just go forward, but it's just hard getting double teamed every time.
Yeah, double team. You're the guy that gets double teamed?
Yeah.
So you're kind of intimidating out there?
No.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So Cubs. So how do you keep kind of fired up when you don't have a game this week? Cubs have a bye week on Friday.
It's pretty fun with going bowling and stuff, and I get to get team building.
Yeah, team building night bowling. So who's out of the Cubs? Who's the best bowler?
Mr. Hake's probably the best, but
Coach?
I think Evan.
Coach
Evan
Hake.
Yeah.
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So you
No.
watch them film. So the next game is a week from Friday versus Del Rapids St. Mary's. Pretty tough squad out of 9B. What do you guys need to do well with them as you've seen tape? What they do well and what you need to match?
I think they're just an all-around good team.
Yep.
So.
I'm thinking they run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So D-line will have to step up.
Yes.
Yep, that's good. Okay, that's good. So having fun this year. And what's been your favorite moment so far?
Probably just getting a lot more varsity reps.
That's awesome. That's good. Well, and it's Adam Fickbaum, sophomore defensive lineman. Get my positions right. Joining us here. Good luck on the rest of the season to you. Thanks for joining us. So.
Thank you.
And we're back here. Cubs 21-11. There's Emily Winquist. She gets it over. This is Waltman for the Blue Dragons. Kaiser sets it. This is Winquist again. And, just a bit outside for Winquist. Senior Anna Oberg set to check in for the Cubs. Replacing Winquist. Back to serve for the Blue Dragons. Number 3, Annalise Hauk. I think I'm pronouncing that name wrong. They told me how to do it, and I'm not doing well. I believe it's Hauk. Cubs are figuring out their lineup here. Getting a review on the lineup. We'll see what happens here. Ref was nice enough to let them know what they're supposed to be. And that one's going to be outside serve. Apparently they were right. So no penalty against the Cubs. They got it right. 22-12, up by 10. Senior Oberg set to serve for Alcester-Hudson. And that serve just a bit outside, so a little bit of outside bug going on for both squads. As the score remains 22-13, up to serve for the Blue Dragons, Stiefvater. Brindley is a freshman. Get some valuable varsity experience here. Looks like what to be a young nucleus of players for the Blue Dragons. Here's a set for Summer Carlson. Defended well at the net by the Blue Dragons. Sissel winds up again. Can't quite connect, but just keep hitting it. It'll get there. And 22-14 your score. Stiefvater back to serve again. There's the serve. Blocked by Oberg. Kaiser's going to get it to Sissel, and they'll miss it on that one. And on a little run are the Blue Dragons. They've scored the last 3 or 4 points. Stiefvater back to serve again. Winds up, gets ready to serve. That one, just misses clearing the net. It'll be point for the Alcester. 2 points away from taking set 1. Garcia back in at libero to serve. Garcia exchange student for Spain. Junior for the Cubs this year. This is Johnson. Nice hit by Johnson, dug out by Lauren Meyer, who's in the back row for the Cubs. And Johnson tries to skim it over the net, and just a little bit short. Cubs 1 point away from taking set 1. 24-15. As Garcia winds up and serves. Nice low line drive serve. Here's the set for Peters, dug out by the Cubs. Moeller will push it over. Here's the set. Back row attack by the Blue Dragons. Ceiling ball. Cubs play that well. Free ball sent over by Sissel. And here's the set. Nice shot. That's Alyssa Garcia, I believe. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Madison Waltman, the 5'7 junior, and she gets to serve. 24-16, so Blue Dragons prolong this match. And it's not over until that other team gets to 2-5, so they can. I've seen many matches in this predicament, and the other squad can rattle off a bunch in a row, get on a momentum here. Like they say, like any sport, it's half mental. And they're going to get net ball there by, looks like Paxton Moeller was in the net. So 24-17. Momentum's starting to shift a little bit toward the Blue Dragons as the Cubs just trying to get one more point and close this set out and move on to set 2. And that one right in the middle of the campfire. Nice hit by Ava Peters, freshman, 5'5 freshman for the Blue Dragons, and 24-18 your score. And that one, the easiest way to get to 25, not having to hit one. Just a bit outside, Cubs win set 1. We'll be back with set number 2, folks. And we're back with set number 2. Cubs were in a pretty commanding lead. A little bit of excitement at the end of that first set by the Blue Dragons. But Cubs took care of business and looked to take set 2 with the junior Kaiser, who's been pressed in some varsity action this last week with some injuries, and she's done well. It's a nice shot by number 2, Brenna Smith for the Blue Dragons. Winquist will send a free ball over. Almost gets on the campfire, but nicely dug out by the Blue Dragons. Here's Solberg, and she does get it into the campfire just out of the outstretched arms of Madison Waltman. Cubs lead 1-0. Thanks again for the sponsors who help bring us live stream activities, football and volleyball this fall. And we'll have basketball this spring as that points go to the Blue Dragons. Our sponsors help us bring this production to us. They help with some of the hardware and the software required. And we want to thank Premier Bank, Alcester Meats and Sausages, Alcester Insurance, and Ag Service Partners. If you're interested in sponsoring Cubs live stream, that'd be great. Just give the school a call. They can give you the basic information. It's really simple. We'd love to get your name on there, and we've got a media class that is working on some of the stuff, and maybe for basketball seasons we can get some commercials going. We have some great actors, and so we can get a commercial for you. We're trying to work on something here. It's all student-run. A lot of the production and back-end stuff is, so get them more involved. And everything you give as a sponsor to the school, 100% of that goes right to the school. So if you're interested in sponsoring, just contact the school. So rotation error there for the Blue Dragons as the Cubs lead 3-2. And here is the serve from Solberg. Oh, it's going to be a ceiling. Nope, doesn't hit the ceiling ball. But it will be a free ball for the Cubs. Kaiser is going to set in the middle for Moeller. Nicely blocked at the net by Blue Dragons, but Cubs get the return over, and they're up 4-2. This is Solberg now, cross-court shot. There's Coach Hake holding up the winning pin, like he won some championship for his bowling team. Cup football team with a little team building event in bowling alley tonight. Cubs lead 6-2 here. Solberg, oh, just inside. Oh, it's going to be a recheck. Line judge made an error there. First they called in, then it was called out, so it'll be point to the Blue Dragons. And so Blue Dragons will serve down 6-3. Some substitutions here as we have a little bit of delay, but we got it down. This is number 2, Smith. She's going to come in and serve. Blue Dragons got the rotation just right. And here's the serve. Oh, just bounces over the net. Really skipped up there, and Kaiser and Carlson weren't prepared for it. So it took the server's bounce up over the net, I guess you can call it that. And it's 6-4. This is Paxton Moeller. Oh, just a bit outside. And just like that, the Blue Dragons back in this one, 6-5, as they're looking to even this up at a set apiece. Still lots to go here in set 2 as that set goes into the net. Thanks again for watching us here. Here's the serve by Winquist. Laser line drive. A little trouble with the net, and they're going to say a carry. Number 4, Johnson tried to save it, but it was a great serve by Winquist. Cubs back in front by 3. And that one a point, too. That's an ace for Winquist. Nice dig by Kaiser. Carlson will get it. Dug out by Rodert. Right at the net. That's going to be a tough one. Nice swing by number 3. Annalise Huck. Nice swing by Annalise, and that brings the lead down to 3 for the Cubs. And Annalise back to serve for the Blue Dragons. Dug out by Moeller. Here's the set by Kaiser. This will be Schissel. She gets elevated this time and sends one over, and Blue Dragons get it over. Carlson fires. Dug out nice by, and they're going to say in. So Cubs catch a break on that one. Real close play. think it's Annalise Hauk. I think I remember finally how I was told to pronounce that name. So I apologize to Blue Dragons fans. I'll say Hauk until I'm corrected. We'll see. There's Moeller, and that one just a bit outside. Nice eyes by 2 or 3 Blue Dragon players. They're about to get it, but good communication by the bench and teammates. And they get the serve back down by 3 here in set number 2. Cubs won first set, of course, as you might have seen earlier. And now back to serve is number 18, Stiefvater, for the Blue Dragons. Again, Garcia can't handle that one, and back within 2 points. And Blue Dragons on a little bit of run here. Again, Cubs football is off this week. Volleyball on Thursday travels to Parker Marion. Parker Marion, a newly formed co-op in most sports, and I think a few things are still under their old co-ops, but volleyball this year is Parker Marion. And then I believe basketball is going to be 2, and then next year everything will be Parker Marion. So Cubs will face the Parker Marion Pheasants Thursday. And that one just inside, so nice hit by the Blue Dragons. That game is going to be in Marion, it looks like, on Thursday. So familiar gym for the Cubs, the Marion Gymnasium, as they face the Parker Marion Pheasants. But we got ourselves a set here as the Cubs are just leading by 3 after that serve by Waltman. And Ayana Schissel back to serve for the Cubs. And Sealing, well, nicely handled by Garcia. She kind of caught that one on the run and gets it over. Nice spike by Garcia. She really skied for that one. I'm sorry, by Waltman. Solberg with a little bit of push. Nice dig by Garcia. Oh, and the Cubs can't play it off the net. And just like that, the Blue Dragons are knocking on the Cubs' door, only down by 2. Back to serve is Waltman. She's had some great hits in the front row for the Blue Dragons this evening. Garcia digs it. Solberg will try to hit it in the campfire. Bounce around a little bit. Nice recovery by the Blue Dragons. Solberg will try it again. This time off the tip and gets the point. So nice kill by Solberg. Gets it through the Blue Dragon defense. Cubs back up by 3. Kaiser back to serve for the Cubs. This is going to be Hoke with the kill on the far side. And Fegan checking back in for the Blue Dragons. As number 4 Johnson, Vivian Johnson, back to serve. Oh, and just out of the outstretched arms of Kaiser. And Carlson. This will be a set by Johnson. Hit on the far side by Smith. Nice block by the Blue Dragons. That's Fegan. And Winquist. This will be a set. Smith will send the ball over and just a bit short. And back up by 2 are the Cubs, 14-12. Solberg back to serve. She fires a nice back row serve. She's going to set up Smith. And ball goes just a bit outside. Oh. And Cubs up by, was maybe 15-12. Yep, up by 3. Solberg, the junior, back to set again. Well, it was a good attempt by number 4 Johnson to kind of keep it, kind of set it back. It was right on the net. She either could slam that over, but she chose to try to get a set, but couldn't connect. And Solberg, a little bit too much muscle on that one. And Blue Dragons trailed by 3. Here's the serve. Moeller just a bit outside. And 16-14 your score. This is number 7, Autumn Gensler serving. A junior for the Blue Dragons. Oh, I'm sorry, that's number 1, Haley Rodert. Hard to see the jersey sometimes, or this announcer needs his bifocals or glasses fixed. It's been a struggle this year. That's Winquist, and Blue Dragons playing inspired volleyball here in this set as Rodert goes back to serve. They only trail by 1. Moeller digs out that serve from Rodert. This will be tough at the net. Cubs do get it over. And it's going to be 4 hits as Moeller can't connect on this. I'm going to say it was a tip. They're not too sure if it was. It was one of those close ones that it was a block or didn't make it over the net, and the call is going to stand. So they're just going to redo it. So both officials had a different opinion. We'll stay at 16-15. Don't see that too often. Maybe an inadvertent whistle, or they both whistled something different. So Rodert set to serve. We'll do it again, as you were, as the great late Ron Schreiber used to say at the football stadium. And Cubs get the point there as Winquist gets it in the campfire. Nice shot by Winquist. Back to serve is Winquist. Cubs will be back in action at next home match. Will be that one. Ooh, they're going to say in. What are they saying? Oh, they're going to say it was in or maybe tipped. Cubs will get a break there, I think. 18-15 your score. As Winquist back again. Here's a set by Johnson. It's a nice hit. Number 3, Annalise Hauk just delivered a missile for the kill for the Blue Dragons. And Hauk back to set again. Nice shot. That's number 9, Waltman. She's had some great hits tonight. 18-7, close one here in set number 2. Cubs need a break here. Don't want to let this one tide. Or as Hauk back to serve again. Schistel gets it and skips over. This is going to be I believe that might have been number 5, Harper Andera, freshman, checked in, 5'7" freshman. She's in the front row for the Blue Dragons, and we're all tied up at 18. And here's Schistel. And back, this is that Harper Andera. Nice block by the Cubs. And they're back up on 19-18. And we're all tied up at 19-19. Back to serve, number 18, Stiefvater. And that one, Cubs can't get it over. And just like that, Blue Dragons have a late lead here. They lead 29. Stiefvater back to serve again. This is going to be Hsvb. She elevates and gets the kill. Nice wind up and delivery by the junior Hsvb. Cubs tie this one back up 20-20 in this close set number 2. Moeller back to serve. Dug up by Roeder. Cubs will get a free ball as gets pushed in the back row. This is Solberg. Ooh, nice defense. Roeder really saved that one for the Blue Dragons. It's just Hsvb, and that one's going to misfire, and Blue Dragons have the lead. We have timeout on the floor. Blue Dragons up by 2 in set number 2. We'll be back after this. We're back on after the timeout here. Blue Dragons on a nice run here. They lead by 2. Solberg has it. Number 4, Johnson hits it through the Cubs block, and Blue Dragons lead by 3, trying to even this one up at a set apiece. Johnson set to serve. Kaiser with the set. This is Hsvb. She fires it up and gets the point. So blocking goes out of bounds for the Blue Dragons. Nice block over there. And Hsvb back to serve for the Cubs. They're down by 2. Got some work to do here. Even this one up here. 21-23. A high ball by the net. Here's a back set. Solberg gets it over, and Cubs cut the deficit to 1. 23-22. Cubs would like nothing more to go up 2-0. As Hsvb with the serve. Oh, just skips over the net. Cubs catch a break there. Let's see if they can't capitalize as the Blue Dragons can't get it over. Cubs have fought back. We're tied up at 23. As Hsvb set to serve. Timeout by Garretson. We'll be back after. And we're back here, 23-23. Been an exciting match here. Cubs rolled off to a early lead in set number one. Garretson fought back. Cubs held them off. Cubs were off to a good early lead here. Garretson has fought back, had a 3-point lead. Cubs just tied it up, and now Cubs down by one, 24-23, with the Blue Dragons serving. Cubs with their backs against the wall. Let's see here how they respond here. Need this point, obviously. Number 9, Waltman back to serve for the Blue Dragons. Jim goes silent, and we're ready to go as Waltman serves. Moeller digs it out in the back row. Here's a set by Kaiser here. Solberg gets it in the campfire. Bust out the s'mores. Solberg's tied this one up for the Cubs, 24-all. Here's the serve by Kaiser, low line drive, and that's an ace. Great serve by Kaiser. Gets the Cubs back up by one. We've got another timeout. Cubs lead by one now. We'll be back after this. And we're back here. Been an exciting back and forth couple minutes. Garretson had the Cubs on the wall, leading 24-23. Cubs have fought back and got the last 2 points. Now Cubs trying to put the Blue Dragons away and go up 2-0. Served by Kaiser. And here's going to be the attack by the Blue Dragons. Oh, nice shot. Thought that one was going out. It was a close one. You had to go for it. Got to give Kaiser A for effort, but couldn't quite get that, and we're back at 25-all. Number 4, Vivian Johnson here. Back to set for the Blue Dragons. Blue Dragons do employ a lot of subs. As Johnson set to serve, dug out by Schissel. Remember, you have to win by 2. Here's a set by Kaiser. It's going to be to Solberg. She hits it in the middle. And Winquist digs that out. And Winquist with a push is going to be close. And it is going to be out. Missed that one by this much, Mr. Fickbaum. That was close. And timeout Cubs. We got a barn burner here in set number 2. 25-26. Garretson trying to win this set. Cubs trying to come back with set point on the line for the second time, as we'll be back in 45. And we're back. Here we go, folks. 25-26. Garretson trying for the second time to put the Cubs away. Cubs fought back from set point a few moments ago. Uh-oh, that one's going to be tough. Off the backboard. Nicely played by Kaiser. Carlson will get over the Cubs. Cubs, great play off the backboard in the ceiling. And a little net problems. Oh, and Garretson gets the set. So ball hit right into the net, bounced twice off the Cub players, and we've got set number 3 coming up, all tied up at 1. If the rest of the matches is half as exciting as those last 5 minutes were, we're in for a real treat tonight. Stay tuned. We'll be back with set number 3, all tied up at 1. You're watching Cubs volleyball. As Katy Perry plays on, and during the timeout, Cubs had their chances in set 2, as did the Blue Dragons, but Blue Dragons came out on top, and we're all tied up at 1-1. Looks a lot different on 1-1 as it does 2-0, but there's still plenty of volleyball yet to be played here tonight as we come out of the break. Next home match for the Cubs will be a week from Thursday, homecoming week for the Cubs. They will play rival Watchdogs right here in Alcester-Hudson Gym. Should be a good night for that. It's a nice serve by number 4, Johnson. Blue Dragons with the point. That game versus Beersford is going to be block out cancer night. Cancer recognition here as we the memorable night as the Cubs play not only their rivals but they play for a cause. T-shirts are on sale for that. Check out the school's social media page. Next home match for the Cubs. They find themselves down here 2-0 here, all tied up at a set apiece. Here's Solberg, saved by the arm of number 9, Waltman, and Cubs get their first point of set number 3. There's the serve, and winding up to throw it over is Brenna Smith. Gets it in the back row. Blue Dragons will have a free ball. Going to set up number 2, Smith, on the far side. Blocked well by the Cubs. Oh, that one landed just where there wasn't any Cubs. Up 3-1 now are the Blue Dragons. The substitutions here as number 1 Rodert back to serve for the Blue Dragons. Schissel digs it out, set by Kaiser. Solberg throws it over, dug out by the Blue Dragons. Here's Solberg again. Nice dig in the back row by Waltman. And Cubs will get a chance to try it again. Are we going to do something different? Yep, it's going to be Winquist. And she pushes outside. Second one she's tried to paint the corner with, just a little bit outside the lines in her drawing. And up 4-1 now are the Blue Dragons of Garretson. Again, no football game this Friday night. Cubs have the bye week. They'll bring their 5-1 record up to Del Rapids to play a very tough Del Rapids St. Mary's team a week from Friday night. And number 3 tried to take advantage of the net, but does get crossed up in the net. Right idea, just couldn't deliver. And the Cubs will have the point, down by 3. Here's Solberg set to serve. And she gets the ace off of Rodert. Solberg with a serve, tries to paint the corner. Cubs having trouble getting inside of that line. They've tried that corner many times, and that one was just a bit outside. And with a 6-3 lead, Annalise Hauk set to serve for the Blue Dragons. Here's Paxton Moeller, gets it over the net. There's a back set to Harper Andera over there on the far side. And that one, boy, so close. They've painted the outside of the line way too much. Some of those has got to start going in. Got to be frustrating. Good hits by the Cubs. But, however, just a bit outside. And number 3, Hauk set to serve it again. Summer Carlson can't connect, and with a commanding lead is 8-3. As Hauk Set to serve again. Let's see if the Cubs can't get off the schneid and get a little momentum back here in set number 3. Winquist dug out. This will be a far side. Nice block by Carlson and Moeller. And this one will get past the block. So just over the block. Nice hit by the Blue Dragons past the diving Winquist. And timeout on the floor. 9-3 your score. And we'll be back after this. And we're back here. Cubs in a little bit of pickle here in set number 2. They won first set. Mostly strong start in the first set. Got off to a strong set in the second set, but back and forth battle once you get to the end of that set. Blue Dragons prevailed. Blue Dragons definitely momentum here as they lead 9-3. And Carlson finally ends the serving rally for the Blue Dragons, and Cubs get that much needed side out down by 5. Looking a little refreshed after the timeout. As Winquist back to serve. 9-4 your score. Line drive shot. Missile serve by Winquist. And that's an ace. As Garretson didn't want any of that. Delivery by Winquist. There's another line drive one, but just a bit short. And point goes to the Blue Dragons as they sub out and get ready to serve. There's the serve by number 18, Steve Otter. And point goes to Garretson. Garretson looking good here in set number 3. They captured the momentum right at the end of set number 2, and now they're up by 6. 11-5 your score. Steve Otter back to serve again. Dug out by Garcia in the back row. This is Carlson. And just over the block, and nice angle of attack for the Blue Dragons. And with a 7-point lead, Steve Otter back to serve again. And good communication by the Cubs bench as that one goes out of bounds. 12-6 your score. And Carlson set to serve. Nice hit by Harper Andera here on the near side. And Cubs not communicating well, and that'll be a point for the Blue Dragons. The Blue Dragons in command here in set number 3. The Cubs won set 1, but Blue Dragons put a fight into the end of the set, and they've almost had the momentum for a while here, especially in set number 3. Set number 2, the Cubs went out to the lead. Blue Dragons came back. Cubs came back. Blue Dragons won. And they are in control here in set number 3. 14-6 your score. Still plenty of time for the Cubs to get back in it as Chisholm gets into the campfire. Only way you catch up is 1 point at a time. So just don't focus on the overall score. And 1 point at a time for the Cubs. Score is 14-7. Here is the serve forthcoming from Moeller. Dug out nicely by number 2, Smith. And Solberg can't get that shot to go over. And Cubs down by 8. Back to serve again is Madison Waltman for the Blue Dragons. And Cubs get a break on that one as the Blue Dragons can't connect. Cubs just looking for some momentum here, trying to get a run going, trying to get back into this 7-point deficit here in set number 3 as Schissel sets to serve. Here's the set. Nice block by Solberg. Be a net ball. Solberg gets it. And here comes the set. That one just a bit outside by Smith. Cubs now with 2 straight point. Maybe they're starting to turn the corner. 15-9 your score as Schissel set to serve. Line drive serve right in the, that was a close one, right in the corner. But again, Cubs not having any luck with the lines. Some of those are close, just a few inches off one way or the other. Nevertheless, Blue Dragons get the point, up 16-9 now. Solberg gets it. Here's a set. Dug out by Moeller. It's going to be Winquist now. Garcia digs it out, sends it over. This ball might be tough. Going to be net, and they're going to say it'll be Cub point as had a net violation on number 2, Smith. 10-16, so let's see if the Cubs with Kaiser serving can't get a run going here. Haven't been able to rattle off more than 1 or 2 points at a time. And that one will miscommunication on the Cubs, and they find themselves back down by 7. Set by Kaiser. Here is Winquist. A nice job by the net by Solberg, saying you can't do that. And she gets rewarded with not only the point off the block, but the serve. As Cubs down by 6. They've been kind of hanging around at 6. And back up by 7 are the Blue Dragons. As number 3, Hauk set to serve. Here's a set by Kaiser. Moeller with the push. I'm going to say net by the Cubs. 19-11. Laney Decker set in for Summer Carlson. Decker, a sophomore, number 27. This will be a set for Winquist. Gets it over. Dug out by Schissel. Recovery pulled. Nice save by Winquist, but nice save even better by the Blue Dragons as they're fired up. Good volley there, but a couple good saves on either side, and we got a timeout on the floor. Blue Dragons in control here in set 3. They lead 20-11. We'll be back in less than. And we're back here. It's been all Blue Dragons this set. They got the momentum and the fire right now, 20-11. Cubs going to dig down deep, try to get back in this one and get back in this set 3. Lauren Meyer set to check in as Paxton Moeller going to step out. And back to serve again is Hauk. Here's a set by Kaiser. Winquist gets it and does. Finally gets inside the line on one of those shots. Cubs cut the lead to 9. Winquist back to serve. Nice serve by Winquist. That was a nice hit. Oh, they're going to say that one out of bounds. Hit like a rocket over there on the far side by Waltman. Cubs down 2 points in a row, back within 8 as Winquist set to serve again. Nice serve by Winquist. Dug out. Cubs an opportunity to set up, and that's Sissel right in the campfire. Cubs on a little bit of roll. They only trail by 7 now, down 21-14. Trying to turn the corner. Oh, and that one just doesn't skip over the net for Winquist. And that ends the Cub run here as they trail 22-14. And back with the serve are the Blue Dragons as Stiefvater set to serve it up again for the Blue Dragons. Sissel, nice hit, nice work on the net. Nice way to jump, extend, and stay away from the net. And Decker is going to serve for the Cubs. Trailing 22-15. Decker fires it over. Nice serve by Decker. That one just a bit outside. Nice catch by Coach Reed on the sideline there. And 22-16, back within 6. Anything can happen in volleyball. Cubs keeping the door open here in set number 3. Be a free ball. Looking for that corner. Would have been out, but Garretson kind of bailed out the Cubs. Here comes Schissel. She's going to attack the net. And gets the point. So 5 points your deficit. Cubs, again, door creaking open a little bit more here as they're on a nice little run with Decker serving. That's a nice spike by number 9, Walter. She says, let's get the side out, and puts the Blue Dragons up 23-7. She's a really nice hitter for the Blue Dragons. She's had some good swats at it this evening already. Here's Schissel, and again, Schissel's got about 3 or 4 of those in the last few minutes, right into the campfire, right in the middle of the Blue Dragon defense. Cubs back within 5, 23-18. Never say never as this senior Paxton Moeller back to serve. Nice serve by Moeller. Skips right over the net. That's kind of the luck you need as you're fighting and clawing your way back into a set, as the Cubs have done here. 19-23, they trail. And Moeller gets ready to deliver. It'll be a free ball for the Cubs. Garcia digs it out. This will be Kaiser, sets it to Schissel. This is Waltner, and she fires again. She's had good evening so far. And she's got the Blue Dragons within 1 point of leading 2-1. As she's back to serve. Dug out by Winquist. Here is Solberg. Gets it. This will be a set for Hauk. And just out of bounds. So Cubs staying alive. Doing their best John Travolta dance. Staying alive. Down by 4. 20-24. The junior Sissel back to serve. And that's the end of set number 1. Blue Dragons dominate. Cubs maybe got a little momentum at the end. Let's see what happens when they come out in set number 4. They're down 2-1. We'll be back after. And we're back. Been a back and forth affair. Garretson, however, has bested the Cubs the last 2 sets, and they lead 2-1. Cub, although, did grab some momentum toward the end of that the third set. Let's see if they can't carry that over as Kaiser serves to start out set number 4. Nice block by Carlson there on the far side. And she's back to serve. Cubs up 1-0 here. Early going. Oh, a nice hit by the Blue Dragons. Here's served by Solberg. Cubs lead 2-1. Nice network by Winquist. Gets it over. That one in and out of bounds, but saved by Garretson. Oh, and that one, just a little miscommunication there by the Cubs. And we're all tied up at 2. And here's Paxton Moeller. It's number 15, Ava Peters, in the game for the Blue Dragons. And back to serve. Cubs lead 3-2 is Winquist. A miscommunication there. 3-3 your score. As back to serve is Hauk is back to serve for the Blue Dragons. As we approach the 8:37 the time. And the Blue Dragons take a 1-point lead here, 4-3. Dug out by Garcia. Kaiser will hit the free ball. Outside hit just in. Nice hit by Andera, 5'7" freshman. She fired that one right into the corner. And paints the inside of the line, and Blue Dragons back up by 2. Cubs looking for a spark here, down 5-3 and 2-1. Trying to force set number 5 against the upstart Blue Dragons, who played exceptionally well tonight. Six-3 now as Hauk back to serve. And that one can't recover. And up by 4 now is the Blue Dragons. This has been all Garretson here in this set and for most of the last set. Carlson gets the point. Although there's going to be a question mark. Carlson fell down over the line, but after the point was made, I don't know what they're going to call. She tried her best to hold it. The ref blew the whistle like the Blue Dragons got the point, and Carlson fell after the fact. See if they let it stand, and they do let it stand. So nice balancing act by Carlson not to fall into the other side until the point was made. And Cubs catch a break. Let's see if that can't sit them in a better position here as they trail 7-4. And we're going to have a discussion here. Just the coach for Garretson getting an explanation from the official. And we're set to go. 7-4 your score. Carlson back to serve. Dug out by Autumn Gensler. I'm sorry, that's Rodert. I'm having a hard time reading numbers tonight. And there is Paxton Moeller. And nice shot by Sissel. They're going to say yes. So not only was the ace good, but I think there was a Blue Dragon in the net. And they're back up by 2. So Cubs starting to turn the corner a little bit. And here's Carlson. And Sid Kaiser up with a block for the Cubs. She's going to set it now to Winquist. Winquist rocks and fires, skips it off the Blue Dragon block. Here's the attack from the Blue Dragons. They set in the back row. Solberg gets it. Tough net shot. Saved, though, off the block by Moeller. Oh, not just a nice placement on the far side by number 5, Andera. And back up by 3 are the Blue Dragons. Stiefvater back to serve. Dug out by Garcia. Tricky network by Kaiser, and she gets a little luck and the nice roll as she's smiling about it. Good to see the Cubs still smiling out there. Paxton Moeller with a serve as they trail by 2. As she sets to serve. Nice serve by Moeller. Nice recovery by the Blue Dragons. It's going to be a free ball for the Cubs. It's going to be a tough one at the net, and just mistiming it are the Cubs. And Blue Dragons back up by 3. As back to serve is Harper Andera. And there's the serve. Hsvb fires it over. Nice shot by her. That one's going to be just inside. Oh, the lines are working for the Blue Dragons. Cubs can't seem to get a ball to fall right inside the line, and the Blue Dragons seem to be getting those inside corners as they up by 4 now. And through the block is the hit by the Blue Dragons. They're up by 5 here. Cubs down 2-1. Trying to get back into this match and force a set 5. There's the hit by Sissel. And in the net are the Blue Dragons. And 11-7. Cubs hanging around at 4. Still plenty of time. Still early in this match. See if they can get on a good run as Sissel sends it over. We're at the net. Nice recovery by Winquist. She steps up and sends that one back and pulls the Cubs within 3. Sissel to serve. She doesn't waste any time. Fires it in there. And here's the set. This is going to be for Johnson. And she blasted through the Cubs' attempted block. Puts them up back up by 4. As number 9, Waltman, who's been a great frontline player tonight for the Blue Dragons, ready to serve. Blue Dragons up by 4. Here's the set by Kaiser, and there's Solberg. She winds up. Dug out by Stiefvater. Garcia comes from way in the back row to dive and get that one. Nice save. Blue Dragons will send it over the fence to over the net to Garcia, and that one hit out of bounds, and Cubs, nice volley there. They're back within 3. Again, they've been looking for a spark for about a set and a half now. Let's see if they can't get on a long run with Kaiser serving. This will be a set for Hauk. Cubs defend well. It's going to be a close one at the net. Nice work at the net by Winquist to save that one. Oh, and that one snuck over. Johnson just snuck that one over. And side out goes back to the Blue Dragons. And number 4, Johnson, back to serve. This will be Solberg. Nice hit by Solberg. He winds up and gets the kill for the Cubs, and back to serve she goes. That one's going to be just a bit outside, and Cubs back within 2. Getting a little rally going here, trying to get back in here, trying to force set number 5. Blue Dragons will get the free ball. Oh, and Cubs can't recover on that one as Kaiser and Moeller both dove for it, but it fell a little bit short. Back up by 3 are the Blue Dragons. Here's the serve by Rodert. Pushed over by Kaiser. And Dara gets it. Nice save by Summer Carlson there. Here comes Hauk. That one falls just a bit short, and Cubs back within 2. Down 14-12. Not a huge crowd tonight. Busy time for everybody. A lot of farmers in the field harvesting beans. Hope that's going well for them. We've had good weather for it. Heard the crops look good as far as numbers. And down by 1 are the Cubs. Here's a set. Be a free ball for the. And that one just off the block, out of bounds by the Cubs, and Blue Dragons back up by 2. They lead 15-13. Again, our next home volleyball broadcast, a broadcast of any type at home, will be a week from Thursday. Cubs will take on the Watchdogs of Beersford. Always a fun rival game with our neighbors to the west, the Watchdogs. And that one just out of the short of the outstretched arms of Winquist. Back up by 3 of the Blue Dragons. Cubs will be on the road on Thursday at Parker Marion. And then Saturday, they head out to Lake Andes to play in the Great Plains Conference Tournament. Looks like Garretson gets Elton Lake Benton on Monday. And this is their next match. That'll be at Garretson. Good volley here between both squads. Here's the set by Kaiser. Nice work with Chisel and Moeller at the net. And Cubs again just seem to keeping the door open here. Down by 2 as Summer Carlson back to serve. And the junior sets it and is ready to go. Nice serve by Carlson. There's Waltner again. He's fired off some good ones. As she gets that one through the Cub defense. And number 15, Ava Peters. Probably haven't called her name a lot. She's been in there a while for the Blue Dragons, and she gets the ace and up by 4, 18-14. Blue Dragons looking for just their 3rd win on the season. Cubs looking for their 5th. Blue Dragons have a 4-point lead here. And Garretson can't connect on that one, and Cubs still with a chance here, down by 3, 18-15, as Paxton Moeller back to serve. Yeah, nice shot by the Cubs. Looking for a rallying point. We'll see what Paxton Moeller can do as she gets ready to serve. Cubs down by 2 here, 18-16. (19-16) now, and they're ready to serve for the Blue Dragons. Nice work at the net, saving that one by Schissel. Rare miss by Waltman. Cubs only down by 2. Ayana Schissel back to serve for the Cubs. And Cubs back within 9, breathing a little life into this match. They trail by 1. To be a set for Solberg. Here's Winquist, nice block by Waltman. It's Garretson back up by 2. As Waltman back to serve. That one's going to be short. Maybe a little fatigue setting in. It's been a long evening already, almost 2 hours in this match alone. This one started maybe not too long after 7. So almost 2 hours out there for these gals. There's a shot by Johnson. Winquist again, tipped, recovered by the Blue Dragons. This is going to be Carlson from the far side. Nice shot. Cubs within 1. Their bench is fired up for sure. Well, actually, we're all tied. What do you know? 2020. Cubs right back in this thing. We'll be back in less than a minute. And Cubs have fought back and are down 20-20, trying to stave off elimination in set 5. They've been on a little bit of rally, and they break from the timeout, ready to go, focused in. Kaiser set to serve. We're all tied up at 20. Cubs hoping to force set number 5 as Kaiser serves it over. This is Winquist, and they gets right through the block, and Cubs lead by 1. Now we've got some momentum, some fire. Let's see what Kaiser serves it up again as the Cubs have gained the lead here, 21-20. Long hang time serve. Oh, almost a miscommunication, but Cubs recover. Winquist pushes it in the corner. This will be a set. Solberg will get it. Nice work on the net by Emma Solberg there. She sends that one back over. Cubs up by 2. That one's going to be trouble at the net. Cubs up by 3, 23-20. And timeout Garretson. Cubs turn this one around. They lead by 3. We'll be back in less than a minute. We're back after the Garretson timeout, 23-23. Cubs have fought throughout this whole set and have not only tied it up but now have a 3-point lead, trying to force set number 5. Here's the serve by Kaiser. Here comes the attack from the Cubs, and again, nice front line block. That's Winquist saying, not in our house. Cubs 1 point away from forcing set number 5. Kaiser set to serve. Short serve. Handled the net. Oh, nice save by, almost saved by Winquist. Carlson dove for it. Winquist went for it. Garretson back down by 3. This is number 4, Johnson, set to serve. So be a little trouble at the net. Oh, nice save by Carlson and Solberg. This will be a free ball sent over by the Cubs. They lead by 3 here. Just looking for one more point here to send this one to set 5. Oh, a nice block though. That looks like that was number 3, Andera. And down by 2 are the Blue Dragons. On our edge of our seats here in Cubs Gymnasium. Oops, almost a miscommunication. Cubs will get it. They're going to have to send a free ball over. This will be Solberg. Cubs just need 1 point to send this to set 5. They'll try again with a set for Winquist. Winquist pushes it in the back row. This will be a Brenna Smith. Dug out by Sissel. Oh, this is going to be a free ball to that. Nice block by Solberg. Great play at the net by the Cubs in the last few points. They win set 4. We're going to 5. Little bonus volleyball for you as the crowd gets alive here. We'll be back with set number 5. And we're back here. We've bonus volleyball here for you. Set number 5. Cubs looking like they were going to go quietly in the net. And, however, they got hot and late. And set number 4 came all the way back and won. And what do you know? Set 5. Cubs definitely with a momentum at the end of that set. And nice. Oh, that's going to be a point for the Blue Dragons. It was a close block. Couldn't really see it very well from this angle. But Blue Dragons get point number 1 here. This set 5 will be 2-15. Got to win by 2. First one to 15, win by 2. That one going to be out of bounds. So close one goes the Cubs' way. One all tied up at 1-1. Solberg set to serve. And that's going to be in. So Cubs with a couple breaks, finally hitting the inside of that line. They struggled hitting some outside serves and hits. Now they're up 2-1. Solberg serves. Nice work at the net by the Cubs, and they go up 3-1 on the Blue Dragons. Cubs were down 2-1. And trailed most of set number 4, but came back and won. And nice work at the net by both teams. Cubs keep it alive. Now Solberg will pitch it right in the corner. There's the Bob Ross painting she's been looking for. Nice little pretty little world inside that corner. And Cubs lead 4-1. And a little miscommunication on the hit. Cubs up 5-1. Timeout on the floor. Cubs looking good in the early part of set number 5. And we're back here, set number 5. It's been an up and down night of volleyball for the Cubs, but they're rallying just at the right time. Up 5-1, now 6-1 in set 5. Benches cheering the Cubs on. Students are starting to get into the match, I think. I do see a lot of them on their phones, but they're cheering on the Cubs here. Solberg back to serve, up 6-1. Again, set 5, first one to 15 will win the match. Got to win by 2. That one dug out. This will be a free ball as Winquist pushes it over. Blue Dragons will set this up and can't quite clear the net. Up 7-1. Cubs looking good here in set number 5. Cubs looking for their 5th win of this campaign. Nice recovery on the miss hit. This will be a net ball. This will be a set for Winquist. A nice block by the Blue Dragons. Little miscommunication. They get the ball over though. Now Kaiser's going to set Moeller. Nice hit by Walter, saving the back row for the Blue Dragons. Cubs will attack again, this time with Moeller again. She tries hitting the campfire. Oh, dances on the net. Cubs get it back though. Oh, nice shot. Cubs looking good, up 8-1 here in set number 5. Cubs with some good bounces there. Coach Storeau for the Blue Dragons trying to cheer her squad on as they trail 8-1 here. Kaiser will set it for Winquist, and that block, it gets hit out of bounds. Point for the Cubs. They're fired up. They're up 10-1. Cubs looking good here in set number 5. Solberg back to serve. This will be a high set, almost miscommunication, but the Blue Dragons get it over. This will be a set for Winquist. Winquist fires it up. Blocked pretty well by number 5, Andera. And on the Blue Dragons get it over. Carlson with a nice shot. She just kind of tapped that, and that hit a missile over there. And the Dragons could not recover. And Cubs lead 10-1 here. And Winquist hits that back corner again. Bob Ross times 2. Painting the Cubs an 11-1 lead inside the lines there. And Solberg again. Dug out in the back row. Here will be a dug out by Kaiser. Here is Winquist. This will be a free ball for the Cubs. Let's see if they can't take advantage of it. Not a set, but a shot by Kaiser. Pretty good volley here. Now Hsvb will hit it from the back line, and that one just a little bit short, and ending the Cubs rally on the Blue Dragons. They find themselves down 11-2. Rodert back to serve. Long serve by Rodert, going to be out, so Cubs get a break there. Cubs look like in the middle of set number 4 that they were going to go quietly in the night, and they fought and clawed their way back in that set to win, and now are looking very good, up 12-2. Still a lot to be played here as Hsvb digs that one out. This will be a miscommunication by the Cubs. 12-3 your score, up by 9. They fought and clawed their way back and got some momentum at the end of set 4, winning that, sending this one to 5. And are up 12-3. However, Garretson has not going to go quietly in the night here as they serve down 12-3. This one will be tough at the net, and Cubs can't connect. So Garretson now starting to get a little momentum swing here as volleyball is all about momentum. You get that momentum, you can rattle off many serves in a row in a good rally. Here is the Cubs get a free ball. This one's going to be trouble at the net. Cubs recover. Kaiser will set this for Hsvb. Hsvb hammers it down. This one is going to be set. That's Andera sends that one over. Here comes Paxton Moeller. Tries hitting the campfire. She gets the point. She's ready for some s'mores. 13-4. Carlson back to serve. Solberg in for the libero on the back row. And up 13-4. Carlson set to serve for the Cubs. That one just out. So Cubs get a break here. Garretson's played tough all night, leading a lot of the way. Cubs 1 point away from a 5-set victory. And that one is out. Or they're going to say tip. It's going to be point Garretson. So not over yet. 14-4. Hit the top of her head, I believe. So Garretson stays alive just by the top of a Cubs player head. And back to serve is Stiefvater. And this is Paxton Moeller. Oh, off the net. Garretson staying alive. 14-6. Now Stiefvater, the freshman, back to serve. Here's the set by Kaiser, and Hsvb hammers it, and that's going to be a kill. And Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. Come back from 2-1 down and capture set 5. Great comeback and way to rally for the Cubs. They'll go into Marion versus Parker Marion on Thursday with a win under their belts. As 2 straight 5-set wins for the Cubs But victories are victories no matter how many sets they go. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you a week from Thursday. We'll have Cubs and the Watchdogs. Good luck to Garretson on the rest of their season. Hopefully Cub fans come out and support the Cubs Thursday in Marion, and good luck at the tournament in Lake Andes. We'll be back on the air a week from Thursday, homecoming week, as the Watchdogs invade Alcester-Hudson Gymnasium. Good night. God bless everyone.